Hello everyone, it's Fused here again with another gameplay commentary. Today what it's going to be about is a quick channel update. We're starting to get a few more views. I mean, we're only a small channel, so I mean we got 40 views in one day the other day, which for us is very good. You know, on average we've been getting maybe 15-16 views a day, but 40, I'm really happy with that. We're getting a few more subs as well, and it's not sub for sub, it's, you know, like I want proper subscribers, and we've got now up to 14. You know, we were at 8 or 9 the last time I came to you with a commentary, so it's getting good. The one thing I do want you guys to do more is we need more comments, guys, you know, on how, if you like the videos, or, you know, what things we could improve on these videos and what you guys would like to see. So, you know, I want to keep in touch with you guys, and I want it to feel more interactive. As you can see, and you've probably maybe watched the interviews if you're sub to us, or maybe if you're watching for the first time, we've had a couple of new intros made by Miss Kinky. We've got one for the gameplay commentaries, and we've got one for the montages. I think they look very professional. I think she's done a brilliant job of them, and I'm sure if you guys, you know, leave comments, or, you know, ask us, I'm sure if you give us what kind of theme you want, she'd do you one, you know, do you an intro for your videos. It's just something that we can give back to you guys, you know, for watching our videos and being interactive with us. The thing I want to talk about a bit today, after that channel update, is, you know, this video is not one of my videos. It's provided by Poppleton, one of the guys in the HCL. He's from Wales, up in North Wales, and his internet connection isn't the best, but he's a pretty good player. You know, he gets some decent gameplays, so hopefully after this one, you know, he'll agree to let me use a few more of his gameplays. This gameplay is of core domination on the map of Mission, and he gets like 64 kills to 3 deaths. You know, and he's running today with the G36C with the attachments proficiency, and he's got a silencer and a red dot sight on there, and as you can tell, he's used this weapon quite a lot as it's in gold camouflage. His kill streaks are, as you can see, the Predator missile, Reaper and AC-130. Now in this gameplay, guys, he gets like 3 Reapers, you know, so it's a good gameplay. So it's definitely something for you to watch, obviously, while you're listening to me talking. What I'm doing now as well is going to be a new little series, and I'm going to do commentaries on it, and obviously standard commentaries as well. But this series is going to be called the Squaddie Chronicles. Basically, I've told you a little bit about myself, and I've told you that I was in the army and stuff. And it's just things that I've done in the army, you know, little funny stories and places I've been to and things like that. So it started off when I was 16 and 9 months, and I signed up to join the army, and I took my oath of allegiance and stuff, and I had to swear on a Bible and stuff like that when I joined the army, that I protect the country and all that kind of stuff. And the first day, I mean, I was only 16 and 9 months old, so I'd not really been away from my home for a long time. So the first day, my mum sort of came with me on the train, you know, to my barracks. I was an army apprentice, and I joined the Corps of Royal Engineers, which was the corps of my choice, because, you know, my dad said to me when I was a young lad, he says, I don't mind you joining the army, son, he says, but I don't want you just going in the infantry. I want you to go somewhere where you're going to get a trade out of it. So I chose the Royal Engineers, which I got a trade, which is a plant fitter. Plant fitter is basically, I do advanced fault finding and maintenance on things like excavators, bulldozers, that kind of thing. So I got a good trade out of it, and it's a very helpful trade. I mean, obviously with doing sort of the bigger plant equipment, I can fix my own car, and I know quite a lot about engines, diesel engines, petrol engines and transmissions and stuff. But enough of that. Other things that I did when I was in the army. Well, when I was posted to Germany, I had the fortunate chance of, when England beat Germany in Germany 5-1, I was actually posted out there, so I was living in Germany at the time, and we were told by our commanding officer we weren't allowed to go out drinking, because they thought there might be problems, you know, if the English lost or if we won or whatever. But no, they let us out, and we went out drinking. And it was probably one of the best times I've ever had in my life. You know, everyone was sort of winding each other up and whatever. The Germans were winding English up and we were winding the Germans up, but it was all in good fun. You know, there was no problems and that, and they were all sort of asking us to give us our England shirts to the Germans. We were like, no, and whatever, you're rubbish and all this stuff, and just winding them up. And it was a good time. Everyone was having a few drinks and enjoying themselves. And then I must have been completely plastered. I'd one too many sherbets, you know, and I ended up with a couple of my mates. You know, we was very, very drunk, and we decided it'd be a really good idea to in the middle of Osnabrück get naked and dance around in the fountain in the centre of Osnabrück, which the German police didn't find too funny. So we got arrested and got taken back to camp, and obviously the guard commander sort of like gave us a bit of a slap on the wrist and chucked us in the jail for the night. And obviously the German police sort of like handed us over to them so that they could deal with us. So basically we were put in the jail overnight to sober up, and then obviously answer a few questions in the morning. Probably a daft thing to do, but you know, when you're young you do it. When I was in Germany, I didn't really learn much German. You know, I learned enough to get me by. You know, just a couple of general phrases like how to order a beer, which is ein Bier bitte. If you were feeling a bit risky, you'd order 2 beers. Obviously, that's zwei Bier bitte. The other thing I learned, which helps you out quite a lot when you're drunk and whatever, and you're coming out in the nightclubs, is how to order a kebab. You know, most people, when they've had a drinking session, enjoy a good kebab. And in German, that would be große gyros mit pommes mit mayo, and that'll get you a kebab. I mean, I didn't really learn too much more German, but the one thing I found when I was out there was if you spoke to Germans and tried to speak German, but they didn't quite understand you, they'd help you out a bit, you know, by speaking English to you if they couldn't understand what you were saying, which is good. But the other thing, I know a lot of tourists and stuff, when you go abroad and that, you basically just expect them to speak English to you, and you don't try and speak the language, which to me I find quite ignorant. You know, you've got to try, and usually if you're trying and you can't quite do it, or they're not quite understanding you, they'll usually speak English to you. And I usually found that most Germans could speak very good English, and they'd be quite happy to speak English to you if you tried to speak in German to them and they didn't understand you. So that's the first part of it. I mean, I've got quite a lot of other things. I mean, there was one time I was in Kosovo for 6 months on a peacekeeping mission with the British Army, and you know, out there it was quite hard to get things and whatever, but we had the locals coming around with the dodgy CDs and DVDs to sell to us, you know, that we could buy off them, all the copied ones and stuff like that. And then we had this young lad, he was one of them lads, he'd get you anything. He was like the Kosovan sort of Del boy. He was a bit of a wheeler dealer. He was only about 9 or 10, and we'd get him to get us stuff. I mean, we were on a 2-can rule, which basically means while we're out there we could only have 2 cans of beer or whatever a week. But if you spoke to Arjon, this Del boy lad, he'd give him some Deutschmarks, because it was Deutschmarks at the time, not euros. Give him some money, and he'd go and get you some beer and stuff. Pretty much anything you wanted. We got him to get us BB guns and all this kind of stuff. But I do remember getting to the end of the tour, and the lad, you know, he was at the gate and we were all leaving, and he's crying his eyes out, bless him, because he was like, you know, the man, because with all the money that sort of we'd given him and bits and bobs when he'd gone to get us, he had like brand new BMX, all the Nike trainers and that, and he was a bit of a ladies man by then, so he was a bit upset when we left, but he was a really good kid. So that's it for the first Squaddie Chronicles, guys. I will be doing another one, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll keep subscribing, you know, favouriting, liking, commenting on the videos, because we enjoy doing these videos for you. I enjoy doing these videos for you, and like I said before, this channel may not be a big channel, but it's here to stay, and hopefully it will grow, and you guys will grow with us, and we can maybe do a few sort of competitions and giveaways in the near future. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Fused out.